Plenty of drama last time out, and we're set for much more this weekend. The standout fixture sees Liverpool welcome Man City to Anfield on Super Sunday, and this week Virgil van Dijk sat down with Gary Neville.
Good to see you again. 3 years since I last spoke to you. How are you feeling? You're playing every single week. Are you having to prepare differently, recover differently?
Not really. I think my preparation and like pre-match, post-match, I think is still consistent and still the same. And I think I just have to keep doing that, keep going. And that's the responsibility I feel towards the team, towards the club, and try to perform as best as I can. But I feel fine.
You're massively experienced, you've seen everything in the game and you've won everything in the game. What has changed? When I've watched Liverpool this season, there are times at the end of a game where maybe you've not got a result and I've thought, what is it that I'm looking at that's quite different? Why are you more open? Why are you more exposed?
You can't put it on one particular, point. I think, it's the transition, it's the intensity, it's the decision making. It's obviously sometimes luck, because that's part of the game regardless, like we all know. It's a process that we have to get through, and personally as players, but as a team as well. The demands of the game, like I said already, the intensity.
You said that twice now. What do you mean? Do you mean not being able to live with the intensity of other teams?
It's obviously like playing every 3-4 days, Champions League football, traveling, obviously physical demands, but also the mental side of it.
But you're used to that. You've won
obviously, like I'm not.
Yeah.
It's a game obviously of 11 players on the pitch, but in total like 14, 15 that has to try and win the game. So everyone is dealing with certain things in a certain way. I'm trying to help each and every one of them, us as a team, because I want the best for the club, I want the best for the players, and it's a process that we have to get through.
Does the noise bug you? I mean, Liverpool, it's constant. It's constant.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think that's always going to be, that's from day one since I walked in the club. So that's not the issue.
I said you weren't worth 75 million quid, to be fair. I mean,
but the thing is, that comes with it. And I've mentioned it over the last. I had a good interview, in my opinion, with Paul Joyce from the Times, and we spoke about obviously the role that media has at this day and age.
Do you like it? Do you accept it?
So for me personally, I can deal with it, but I'm a bit worried for the next generation.
You don't think they will be able to deal with it?
It's just not easy. We can all say like, listen, you should just deal with it, but I think it's gonna get worse and worse, because the platforms nowadays, the how it goes, the clickbait, the headlines, everyone is just on it constantly, and I feel like especially the ex-pros, top players, been through everything as well, on the absolute highest level, I think they have this responsibility of protecting a little bit of that side as well. Criticism, it's part of the game, and that should stay there. That's absolutely normal, especially also from ex-pros that have been there, that have been in that particular situation, have dealt with it or deal with it, maybe in a different way, but a better outcome, or I think that's something maybe to look at.
Do you think the criticism of Arne Slot this season has gone too far? Some people questioning whether, his job's under threat. He's won a league in the first season, but he is getting quite a lot of heat right now.
I said it last week, I think, and I said it just here as well. Criticism for the season we are having, it's well deserved, because of the way we have been playing at times, the way we have been losing games on the bounce. But you have criticism and you have disrespect, and I feel like
you think he's going to disrespect.
Well, it depends on what you feel, because I've got the question asked last week as well about, do I think the disrespect is well deserved, and I feel like I don't know, because I don't read it at all times, but obviously I get the questions asked as well about the criticism, and we in a process of things, and I feel like he deserves, in my eyes, that the respect and the chance to obviously make sure that this process is gonna be ended in a positive way. I still feel that this season could be special, even after all the difficulties we had over the summer, during the first part of the season, injuries. I feel like this still can be something special, but we need consistency, we need to work, we need to enjoy it as well, because we are very, very privileged to be able to go out there every time, represent the club and play good football.
So, I mean, a huge interview, that one, really quite open from Virgil van Dijk there. I mean, Ben, I'll ask you first, given what he's saying, do you think he's right in that players are under more pressure and scrutiny than ever before?
Possibly, yes. I think everyone's looking to have their say, whether it be on social media. There's a lot more people out there showcasing their thoughts and their opinions. Some may be clickbaity, some may be valid criticism, constructive criticism. Players don't mind that, a bit of criticism. Welcome it. In fact, you can grow from that and you can learn from it. But yeah, when it comes to, I guess, the next generation, reading things online and viewing things a little bit differently. When you're old, you can, like him, you can probably take it and take it with a pinch of salt, I guess. But yeah, a little bit. I'm with him a little bit, with regards to the younger lads and how they can cope with it and how they can manage it and navigate it as well. I think,
Merce, I guess it's a question for you as well. I mean, given how you've seen it kind of grow in terms of how vocal fans are, how much of a difference is there now to obviously when you were playing?
Yeah, different in a way that the papers used to run the show then, do you know what I mean? Right. And the papers just sell a lot of papers. So, yeah, it was a bit different, but it wasn't... You sort of you have a choice now, footballers. They either go on Instagram and X or they don't go on Instagram and X. It's their choice. If they want to go on there and read these people who sit in their mum's house or in the attic eating pizza, do you know what I mean? And they want to take notice of that, that's up to them. Yeah. I think it is hard, but there'll be days when they'll go on there and it all depends how you feel in yourself. I go on it myself. I get as much stick as anybody on there. I don't get it right, I get stick. Yeah. On a good day, if I'm good, it's water off a duck's back. Yeah. If you're not in a good space, it's not a good place to be and to go on it. And I have to understand that now. I'm old enough to understand that and go, not in the right frame today, I'll start believing all that. So yeah, I think younger players, I think that will, as Ben said, I think it will have to be a big part of their growing up in an academies and so on. I think they'll have to be able to help them how to cope with that.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was really interesting what he says about this season and saying it's not good enough, and the criticism is fair. He was talking about disrespect at one point. Just on them as a team, and you look at Slot, how much pressure is there on Slot, and I guess how much credit in the bank do you think he has, given that he did obviously he won the league last season, it was phenomenal last season. Yeah, well, obviously at a club like that is high standards. Winning the league last year, yes, but this year hasn't been good enough. They've lost a few players. Some players haven't really been at it as much as maybe last season. They've brought some in that haven't quite hit the ground running. So it's been trying to get, they spent an awful lot of money on some new players coming in, and been playing some players out of position. So there's just a few little bits going on there for the manager. You can tell Virgil van Dijk he's frustrated with what's going on around him a little bit. We just spoke about him having to maybe look after his other centre half sometimes, and maybe not being able to focus on himself as much. Leading to some errors, maybe getting exposed a little bit more than what he's used to when you're sort of in a collective group and working well together and winning games, and things come a little bit easy to you. So things are just coming a little bit harder this season for the team. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that they're in that transition period. They spent a load of money. There was an interview that Arne Slot did do this week that I don't know if the Liverpool fans would be too happy about. He kind of hinted towards the fact that maybe entertaining football is better than trophies, is kind of loosely what he said. I mean, what do you think about that, Merce? I mean, do you think entertainment over trophies, or...?
It is for us at Sky.
Yeah, it's very true.
It's a great to watch point. Games, that's what we want. But I think as a Liverpool fan, you want to win football matches. I think last season at the start of the season he went top heavy was Isaac, Wits, Ekitike. They're good players, very good players. Yeah. One's hit the ground and settled as quick as snow in Ekitike. Yeah. Isaac hasn't played. Now we're seeing Wits. He's a top player. I've always said he's top draw. They needed to get a Gay. They needed to get that centre half. They're not a million miles. This lad is just different class. And they will bounce back. I can see where he's coming from, Van Dijk, when he says, I still think we can have a good season. Yeah. I still think they're a big threat. In Champions League, I think they're a big threat still. I really do. I think they're a team that if they click all at once, then they'll be all right.
I think the two that you just mentioned then, Wirtz and Ekitike, working together now, starting to make a really good partnership in that side as well, which could be vital.
It could be massive, but again, I think there must be a little bit, I can only imagine, of frustration from Slot's side, where he's seen a player like Mark Gay that clearly they wanted so badly. At a moment where, you know, they needed to add a defender, they've gone for Jeremy Jacquet, who is, by all counts, a fantastic player. I haven't seen him play a lot, do you know what I mean? But do you view Jeremy Jacquet, Merce, maybe as a club signing less than a Slot signing? Because surely Slot would have wanted someone straight away to come in, fill that gap.
Yeah, I would have probably said so. I was quite shocked. One, I was shocked that they beat Chelsea to him, because Chelsea were after him first.
That was meant to be done at one point.
Yeah, I thought it was. So that's why I'm saying shocked. Not because Liverpool are not an unbelievable club, because they are. But and then the other thing that shocked me, you pay 60 million for him and say you can go back on loan because Rennes might want to try and get into Europe.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 60 million, he's my player, you're coming here now.
Yeah.
If you don't come now, you ain't coming.
Yeah.
This is Liverpool Football Club, one of the biggest clubs in the world of football. You know, so there's not a lot. You know, I do feel sorry in a way for Liverpool, but put it this way, if you're an Arsenal fan,